supporting mateship. Hungry Jack's makes it better.
It's the Bulldogs and the Tigers on Fox Sports.
There has been a lot of joy for Bulldogs fans so far this season. Just one loss in the opening 7 weeks. And coming off last year's wooden spoon, a victory today against the dangerous but erratic West Tigers could see the Bulldogs lead the competition after the opening 2 months. 4 players played over 200 first-grade games, including the fullback Luke Patton and the winger Hassan El-Masri. Bryson Goodwin is on the other flank. The centre pairing is Daryl Millard and Jamal Idris. At 5'8", Ben Roberts, the halfback Brett Kamali. Locking the scrum, David Stagg. Greg Eastwood comes into the run on side alongside his skipper Andrew Ryan. And a front row, Ben Hannett, Michael Ennis and Michael Hodgson. The bench, Gary Warburton and Chris Armott. Yleen Gordon and Jared Hickey. They are coached by Kevin Moore.
Let's have a look at the Tigers as they line up for this afternoon's clash at fullback. And starting there is Shannon Gallant. On the wings, Taniela Tuaki and Beau Ryan. The centre combination of Dean Collis and Chris Lawrence. Now Tim Molson moves into 5'8", Josh Morris to halfback. The back row of Gareth Ellis, Chris Hyington and Todd Payton. Up front it's Bryce Gibbs, Robbie Farris the captain and Keith Galloway. The interchange bench, Dean Halatau, Danny Galea, Corey Payne and Reece Hanbury. They're coached by Tim Sheens.
Shane Hayne is in his 179th first grade game. And Tony Delaceres is the pocket referee today, assisting Shane Hayne. So the Dogs are going to run from right to left. And it's Michael Ennis who kicks off to a West Tigers team without the young man that barnstormed the Newcastle Knights. There he is, Benji Marshall, in that last fantastic 20 minutes from last Sunday. One of the great moments of the season, one of the great moments in rugby league. Here is Galloway, just outside the 20-metre line. And the first run of the day for Farah. Ennis kicked the ball off. That's Farah's first run. And he's down towards the 40-metre line. Of course, some people might think without Marshall, it will detract from Farah's performance. I don't know so much. It may bolster, inspire and motivate the number 9 from West Tigers, Robbie Farah. As John Morris, who's playing at 7, kicks down to Hassan El-Masri.
Yes, Ray, John Morris is in the 7 with the reshuffle, but you'll see that Chris Lawrence is actually playing 5'8" for the Tigers. Got a tip that would be the case. And Tim Moulton, who was named at 5'8", is actually playing out in the centres in attacks. So Ben Hannett takes it 45 out from his own line, so Chris Lawrence close to the action this afternoon.
Ennis then scampers out a couple of paces before offloading to Greg Eastwood. And he'll play the ball right on the halfway line here at the ANZ Stadium. As Kamali it is who drives it down the ground. Tuaki, 27 years of age yesterday. Probably in the mines for selection for New Zealand on Friday. The game that you'll see live on 9 from Suncorp. As Gibbs goes ahead now. Just inside the 20-metre line, met by the 10, Hodgson. From the Dogs, here's Moulton. There looked to be a lack of communication there for Tim. He had a vacant look on his face. Plays it back, Farah gets it away. Hyington's back today. That's him with the ball on the 30-metre line. So Chris Hyington playing at Farah. Oh, Galloway was having a little look. I don't doubt his gallantry, but he was having a look straight in the eyes of the defender. And so it's the Dogs who go on the attack, and Roberts it is with the ball, who looks like extending his contract with the Dogs sometime during the forthcoming week. This is Ryan on the 20-metre line, and a chance for the Dogs early. Ennis went around the front of the man that played the ball. Roberts laid it back. Ennis picked it up. Play on. 11 metres out from the line. Third tackle gone for the Dogs. This is play number 4. Eastwood held it back and went short for Hodgson. Running towards that northern try line. And Ennis it is who goes across to Eastwood, but Eastwood had little opportunity to do anything other than take the tackle of Morris. So to the last and to the boot of Kamali, and a test for Tuaki. They go up, they come down. The Dogs have got themselves a 4-pointer, I think. It's Hazem El Nasri
Six tackle.
in game 299.
Lock on grounding.
Yes, it looks good. Jamal Idris, very tall young man, deliberately climbed high to bat the ball back to a teammate. And that teammate was the man who I think will be looking to convert the try, Hazem El Nasri. They are onside the chasers. That is not a concern. Idris is the widest player. Jumps up high, knocks it back, and Hazem El Nasri, the ball comes over his head, plants it down. They'll have a closer look to make sure that Idris doesn't knock this on. That would almost seem a physical impossibility if he's facing back towards his own try line. I'm happy.
_149th try in his career for Hazem El Nasri. So here's his kick from just outside the 20, and it is away. So no goal for Hazem, but a try for him and for the Dogs, 4-0 after 5 minutes. Peter mentioned at the top of the telecast that 4 of these players in the Dogs' most experienced lineup in the competition have gone past 200. Hazem is one of them. Kamali, Patton, Ryan, the others. And it's back with Ben Hannon, and he'll play the ball just inside 20. So the Tigers, numbed a little bit by the loss of Benji Marshall prior to the game, and now doubly so by a quick try laid on them by the Dogs. This is Ryan out to the 30-metre line. Upended and tackled by John Morris. His efforts in the matches I've seen him play for the Tigers this year anyway, and he's a real Iron Man. He's playing something like 73 games consecutively today, but his performances have been great, particularly in defence.
I really like that play. Third tackle, Michael Ennis kicked the football out of the dummy half area. All the chasers onside. West Tigers turn around all the way back. Bryce Gibbs now third tackle just outside his own 20.
So Bryce Gibbs plays the ball just outside the 20-metre line. They floated across to Morris, and now it's to Bo Ryan, and he tries to fend away from Millard as we go to the sideline for the first time. Tim Gilbert. G'day, Tim.
Hey, Rab. Smiles all round for the Bulldogs early on, and it's quite appropriate. They're celebrating World Laughter Day through their great association with Camp Colony. Now, just on the Tigers, they haven't had a very happy week. This flu that's hit Benji Marshall as Robbie Farah puts the kick downfield, it's hit a lot of their players. Chris Lawrence was sick this week. Tim Moulton is cooked. So there's still a few boys out there not 100%. Ideal conditions for football. Absolutely beautiful day.
There's Patton.
That's not the swine flu, is it? We're not talking major development here, are we?
This is Goodwin. Tackle on the halfway line. Now it's away from Ennis to Kamali. They link in fluently. And this is David Stagg. He plays it just outside the 30-metre line. Now for Michael Hodgson. Still just inside 30. Middle ground now, though. Ennis puts a kick in. He's busy so far, as you would expect, and that's Gallant, the fullback, nailed down there. It's a perfect piece of play by the Dogs. Ennis was the tackler too.
Just cast your mind back to, about round 20 last year, when we came and watched the Bulldogs play, and they were in total disarray, dispirited, getting belted, conceding 40 and 50 points a game. Have a look at the transition.
6-4.
Yeah, have a look at the transition in the team, the look of them, the body language, the confidence, and just the way they play. It's a massive transformation in a short period of time.
And the man that marked that football had something to do with it. Brett Kamali, and another of their very good additions. Ben Hannon plays the ball back to Michael Ennis, ditto, and ditto again to Greg Eastwood. So there's a foursome of new faces that have had something to do with this resurrection of the Dogs. Now for Roberts. He shows it once, he fends away from another, puts it onto Millard, he loses the ball, and is dived on by the West Tigers. So the advantage is there, and played by John Morris on the 20-metre line. Now for Collis, who got that amazing try at the start of that match at Campbelltown, in combination with this bloke, Bo Ryan. Just inside 30 then. 4-0 in favour of the Dogs. This is Gareth Ellis.
The Tigers here can't afford to just keep hitting the ball up one out. That's just playing right into the Bulldogs' strength. This sort of stuff is what they need. Short, sharp bursts out of dummy half, and then they've got to move the ball. Try and move the Bulldogs around. This hit-up stuff isn't going to be good.
Good run by Farah. And backed up again by Galloway. Now Farah, one-handed pick-up into open space. Puts a left-foot kick down between full-back and wing. Turning El Masri around. Idris is with him. And here's El Masri coming back to the 14. That's Gallant, and Chris Lawrence in there making the tackle was John Morris. From Patton, it's gone to Millard. And Darryl to play the ball just on the 20-metre line.
Get your hand out of his face, Bryce.
Bryce Gibbs was the offender. Dogs kicking for touch.
Bryce, don't let that rush, mate.
So the free kick is to be taken just outside the 40-metre line. And here's Eastwood with the ball. Tackle by Ellis. Well, I think he's played unbroken football at least the last 3 weekends. It might even be more than that. Here's Hannah with the ball to the 20-metre line. Ben Hannant. Ennis away, left side for Kamali. Eastwood ran a big decoy going that way. Here's Patton into the back line. He's tackled by Morris. And Ryan. Here's Kamali looking to go back to the short side, but he's rounded up and tackled by Ellis. Right in the centre of the ground. Dogs looking dangerous. Kick from Roberts. Left foot over towards Idris. Goes for the bat down again. Finds El Masri. And Markson doesn't hesitate. He just gives him a big push in the back and puts him over the sideline.
Yeah, just a little bit rushed there because Brett Kamali, their normal kicker, was tackled on the 5th. That saw Ben Roberts come from the left, run around to the right-hand side. Just rushed his kick a little bit. Didn't get it deep or wide enough for Idris to be able to get the football near the try line.
There's a bit of an opportunity there for the Bulldogs, Peter. The Tigers are racing up so quick on Kamali on last play. If Michael Ennis had a dummied and gone down the short side on last play a couple of times, they weren't ready for it. So maybe we'll see a little bit of that later in the game.
Chuaki. Farah giving it to Hyington. I underestimated Gareth Ellis. He's played unbroken football since day one with the Tigers. Here he is with the ball now. Out on the fingertips. Across now to Collis. Collis. They're showing him the sideline, but he's pulled down 35 out.
That's better for the Tigers. That's what they need.
Ryan. On to Morris. Out of Farah. Farah stabs it back in towards the winger Goodwin. Came off the feet. And Bryce Goodwin. Tackle just inside 20 for Andrew Ryan. Now for Luke Patton. And Farah is there with Galloway to stop his progress. Millard, a dummy half run, dancing over 30. Running into Morris and Ellis. And 4-0 the score after 12 minutes. A try to El Masri after just 4 minutes of the game. Tigers throwing it about. Hyington going out wide, finding Lawrence. It's Lawrence and Idris over there. And Idris pulls him down outside 20. Peter.
Super tackle by Bryce Gibbs on Michael Hodgson to get the football back as Hyington pushes one away. That's just the first tackle.
Kamali's gone for hanging on too long. In fact, Brett,
No, it wasn't. I didn't call surrender.
at the end of it, you could see he took a look over the shoulder at the referee, Delaceres, as if to say, have I been here too long? It was a look of guilt at the very last moment. See it? And Delaceres penalised, and they're going to take this penalty on the 20, Pete.
Well, Brett Kamali told the referee that it was a surrender tackle. The referee said, well, hang on. I didn't say it was.
Gibbs is with the ball now. They're 10 metres out, they're 20 in from the eastern side, and a chance for the black and gold with Todd Payton. 4 metres away. Farah goes short side. Hyington taken by Idris. Now Farah again goes short side. They're over Moulton. Timmy Moulton has scored. It was good play by Farah. He counted numbers and then he thought, well, that's got rid of a couple of you in a tackle, and he's gone back there again.
Quick play the ball. Robbie Farah saw the gap and he put Tim Moulton, who we say is playing in the centres this afternoon, straight through. So this is for the lead for the Tigers.
Gallant taking the kicking responsibilities, and he's missed it. Tip for tap. It is 4-all after 15. 4 points all. Tigers up against Bulldogs. Tigers, for you people who joined us late, starting the game with no Benji Marshall today. The flu, which he had last weekend, has kept him out of this game today. Gareth Ellis is with the ball. Timmy Moulton getting the try. The youngster who has taken the place of Hodgson at full-back is playing up in the centres. And that's Lawrence.
Just tackled short of the 30. I want to give again a rap to Bryce Gibbs. The tackle that he came up with on Michael Hodgson forced the mistake and gave his team the football in good attacking position.
Hyington will play the ball eventually. That's Gallant, the fullback, offloading. Farah pushes it again over to Moulton, right on halfway. There's no gaining ground. There's nothing happening down the blind side for them. Not that time anyway. Just on Moulton. Apparently he played a lot of half and 5/8 as a schoolboy and as a junior. So even though he's playing centres, it's probably not too rare for him. Here's Luke Patton playing the ball just outside the 20-metre line. Now Roberts' pass to Ryan, to me it looked a tad forward. Nothing was said, that's okay. Goodwin is with it now. Now Roberts, he's very, very evasive. He's free to put. He might get penalty. No, he's got the penalty here.
He's got to get up and play the ball.
Yeah.
And he's got to release him as soon as I say it.
A legs tackle, don't you buy extra time with a legs tackle?
As soon as I
can't
call,
expect him to just let go straight away.
as soon as I call release, tackle's over.
He's still got to make an effort to get up.
Yeah, I honestly thought there that Roberts might have been penalised for not rising with the football. I've got to say it's another grey area that just leaves everybody mystified.
Well, the referee said that he's got it called, once he's called release the tackler's Abe, you've got to give some benefit to the tackler that they just can't let go and peel off immediately.
Particularly the low tackle, Pete. Now it's with Kamali. Now with Hannon. You were aching to say something, weren't you, Gus? Just aching to say something. I could feel you.
Don't start me. Don't start me.
Now it's Ennis. Here's Ryan aiming at a gap that was closed by Collis. Ennis again, pumping away at the short side. Roberts, a little kick through. Oh, well done, Gallant. I know you've been forced in goal, young fella, but you did well.
He read it
Goodwin it was that made the tackle.
He read it perfectly, didn't he? Benny Roberts, a nice little shove in there behind the line. Goodwin was on the attack, but Shannon Gallant read it very, very well. Wasn't an easy one to take either. He had no option but to be forced in goal. Yeah, don't start me on low tackles and penalties. Please, it's Sunday. Beautiful. I love Sunday afternoon football. I'm enjoying it. Don't start me.
All right, so we'll move on. And the line drop out from Patton. It's gone to Ben Hammond. He goes charging at Robbie Farah and Bryce Gibbs. Keith Galloway, a minor role in the tackle. Hodgson to Roberts, and Morris came up and clamped him very quickly. The ball went to ground, and the referee this time, Shane Hayne, has ruled that it's a knock on, and he's going to put a scrum down. And the Tigers go in and they're slapping and high-fiving as Todd Payton comes off in 13.
Yeah, they're pumped, the Tigers.
Dean Hallertau. Sorry, Gus.
They're pumped, the Tigers, aren't they? They've got some confidence out of the fact they've scored a try and levelled up. And I've noticed on the last two kick receptions, the Bulldogs have been pretty slow to recover and get back to get their set of 6 activated. So maybe the Tigers have taken them a little bit by surprise in the early stages here.
Well, they'd have a fire in the belly too, wanting to show that they can win without Benji. Now Keith Galloway's lost the ball. Ennis was the tackler.
No, it wasn't.
And now
Greg Eastwood,
it's the exact reverse, and Eastwood and Galloway.
Walk away.
Galloway's a little bit embarrassed by it. More frustrated by Eastwood smiling and high-fiving.
I love Keith Galloway. Love him. Have a look at him, big redhead. Who wants to fight him? was bad luck. He pushed through the line and Michael Ennis came in over the top. He wasn't held quite within his rights to do it. Punched the ball out. Looking at the big red, get out of, go on, go on, come on, come on.
I tell you what, he's won a gold pass, hasn't he? He can do no wrong, Keith Galloway, in the mind of Gus Gould. So that's given you a free ride through football, Keith.
I'm still trying to work out how he didn't drop that ball earlier today.
That's right. No, it wasn't his fault. Here's Eastwood with the ball now. 10 metres in from touch. 30 metres away from the Tigers line. Ennis to Stagg. Stagg to Hodgson. And Michael will play the ball for Michael Ennis. He goes back and puts depth there for Roberts to find Ryan. And what a good tackle by John Morris. You watch him in defence. He's absolutely brilliant. Ennis getting it on. Roberts losing the ball. Tigers advantage. John Morris it was. He made that very good tackle and he was there to pick up the crumbs as well. This is Beau Ryan at 4-all. Quarter of the game gone. Here's Big Keith again.
Get into him, Keithy. Go, Keithy.
There's Hyington. Well, Galloway's coming off. No, you can't take him off. Tim Gilbert, what's happened to Big Keith?
They're just giving him a little bit of a spell. Hot under the collar as Big Keith. He could well be rewarded this afternoon with the City jersey. Remember last year he was 18th man for City, and of course he's in the 14th-man squad for New South Wales. He's in wonderful form.
Yeah, well, as we see John Morris kick, can we make sure that there's no Y put on the end of the Christian name? One of my pet hates. There's no such thing as a Keithy.
Here's Patton, played by Lukey. Now here's Kamali to the halfway line. Sterling says, don't stop me. Now, Goodwin. Goodwin towards 40. Ellis goes in over the top and wraps him up, puts him away. I see Corey Payne is out there. Here's Andrew Ryan. 30 metres away from the West Tigers line. 4 points all. Michael Ennis, then Kamali, Luke Patton. He's taken over there by Dean Hallertau in 15. Moulton is defending down that left side. And Kamali it is who puts the kick down to Gallant. And it flies through the air. There was no contest there, though. One of the problems the Tigers have had this year, apart from not winning a game away from home, is they've conceded 36 points per game when they've played away. And they've conceded 20 of the 30 tries scored against them in the first half of matches. So if you use that as your benchmark, they're not doing too bad today. They've let one try in after 22 minutes. Ben Roberts, the man penalised. And Robbie Farrell will kick for touch on the western side.
Yeah, the referee saying that the tackle play was worked around. And a couple of mistakes in Ben's game in the last 5 or 10 minutes. A few drop balls. This gives an easy out for the Tigers with the number 17, Corey Payne, 45 from his own line.
So towards halfway, in the away strip today, more reminiscent of the old Balmain jumper today. Corey Payne to ground on the halfway line. No don't argues there from Ben Hunt. Now Gibbs uses a pivot. Hallertau running down the middle, down a straight line, about 25 metres in from the eastern side. Farah puts a kick in. Moulton's flying after it. Tuaki batted it back in. Moulton's got a pass away, but Kamali's there to take the ball. Wow, that was rapid fire stuff. Tuaki over the sideline and raking it back in. Staggers with the ball for the Dogs. Up towards halfway. Now for Luke Patton. 7 metres into opposition territory. Hallertau the tackler. Ennis a show. Then a give. Hannant is with the ball. The two Broncos. Former Broncos combining there as Hannant plays the ball. Now Kamali. And he takes them on this time. 28 away. Farah and Payne, the tacklers. Ennis for Roberts. Roberts the kick. Ahmed is offside. Put that in your black book. Oh! Gallant has had a total air swing. He's put the net out, but there was a big hole in it. We'll take a break and come back in a moment at 4-all.
Borderline, okay?
So welcome back. Sunday football coming to you from ANZ Stadium. And Canterbury, the Bulldogs, right up there. Number 3 in the competition coming into this round. West Tigers at 9. And Stagg it is that turned it in for Chris Ahmed. He'll play the ball then 25 away. From the Tigers line, Ennis short to Eastwood. And Stagg was with him. Talking of Broncos, they're all over the place, aren't they? The 4 of them there almost involved, back to back. Here's Roberts, looking back at his inside for Luke Patton, did magnificently. Ennis for the line, can't get it there.
That's tackle 4. I got the mark right.
Well, it was magnificent attack, and the defence was sensational at the end. This was a planned move. The inside pass was always going to go to Luke Patton, but it was just going to go before they got to the line. It still found him, and then Michael Ennis is corralled by 4 Tigers players under their own posts. Off the ground, no problem with that. Gallant, Morris, Hyington and Farah all combined. 4 tackle.
So Ahmed it is, who takes it to within 3 metres of the line. Closer than that, in fact. 5 now indicated. Ennis for Kamali. Kamali for Patton. Tuagi's come up. El Masri scores. He refuses to go down in goal. He improves the position for himself. Now they want to have a look, I guess, at the dead ball line. That's one thing, but he also wants to check obstruction over in that far corner.
Well, it'd be a struggle to see an obstruction because Taniela Tuaki had a good play at an intercept here. They go in second man.
That might have been it there they're talking about.
Oh, I don't think Chris Lawrence was ever going to get involved. But there was contact as El Masri skirts with the dead ball line to improve the position for his own kick.
And they give a try.
So 150 tries, that's 1 every 2 games. There wouldn't be many strike rates in the game over such a period.
The mathematics is brilliant. He's in game number 299, scored 150 tries. That's an average, as Peter said, of 2 a game. He actually averaged, or is averaging this year, 10.5 points per game.
No, mate, it's not 2 a game.
Well, no, I'm sorry. You're quite right. Let me go to Tim Gilbert. Yes, Tim.
Yeah, he's a point-scoring machine, isn't he? 150 tries, as you mentioned. Rabs kicked so many goals, the greatest point scorer, and his positional play. Just beautiful. Johnny on the spot. He was there last week for a great try against Canberra as well. Hazem El Majid.
Yeah, you're quite right.
You've got him scoring 600 tries.
Yes, I understand.
400 anyway.
It was never a strong point. I put my hand up. You need priming. Here's Ahmed. Oh dear, you just can't afford to drop your guard here.
600 tries to put him in front.
Shut up.
All-time list.
Here's Eastwood getting it back for Ennis. He'll play it on the 40-metre line. Roberts, the beaut thing is I'm laughing with them.
It's National Laughter Day. That's why we brought you along.
So here's Ennis scouting for a penalty. And notice more and more referees are, I won't say turning a blind eye to it, but they're awake to it. As markers drift back from their original point. This is Gallant.
That was smart work from Benny Roberts. He's noticed what we noticed earlier on, the pressure on Kamali on tackle 5. So that time he went down the short blind side, kicked it into the corner, and the Bulldogs are on the front foot again. Look at this defence. Wacko.
Halatau. Ahmed and Kamali, the tacklers. Lawrence on. Moulton with it. Moulton almost to the 20-metre line. Now from Farah, it's gone to Morris, and Morris reefs it out of there with the big right foot kick. And Luke Patton just simply sails across, takes it in. Morris leads the chase, makes the tackle. Now Ryan, back it goes for Idris. He's a big young fella, Jamal Idris. Came under the scrutiny of everybody with that shirtless training picture that was taken of him with a bit of flabbiness. So played by Ahmed. And then from Hannah to Kamali. And Kamali a dummy, and then he tries to bust through. Got it away before he hit the ground. It's gone on to Idris. It's gone back to Patton. Patton gets it away. Stagg is there. And Moulton makes the tackle. 10 metres out from the line. Here come the Dogs again. Another visit. Here is Roberts, and he goes across for Millard. He steps, looks around to offload, does that. Here's Eastwood obediently. Goodwin scores! This is a gem of a try by the Bulldogs.
Last tackle, Simone. He's got to check some of the instructions.
They're going to check everything, but I'll tell you what, it deserves something.
Well, the referee is calling for an obstruction to be checked, but it'll be interesting to see what that is. Great work from Brett Kamali. So easy for defences only to worry about his support plays. He threw the dummy and went through. Millard knows it's the last tackle. He keeps it alive. There's no obstruction that I can see. And Goodwin, Bryson Goodwin, reaches out. Gareth Ellis not happy.
There's no obstruction here at all. Well, why? A wise one? Tell me why.
Well, Simpkins is obviously of the opinion that Andrew Ryan has impeded the defence.
Hang on.
He's been tackled without the ball.
Blow your whistle, Kevy.
He was a support play going
I know
through.
where you're trying to go.
Yeah, I'm there. I want you with me. He got tackled without the ball. 2 weeks ago, that was a penalty. Now it's an obstruction.
There's Todd Payton with the ball just inside 20.
There's no answer, is there? See? Prosecution rests. I'm finished with this.
I haven't got a forum to argue with you incessantly like you have forums to argue with the rest of the world. This is Hyington with the ball.
I'm here right now, baby.
I understand, but I'm trying to call a football match. I haven't got a forum to debate with you. Here is Farah. A platform may be the right word. Plus, I'm having trouble with my mathematics. Now it's come from Morris and gone to Ryan. How many of them are there?
It's a funny game, isn't it?
It is a funny game with plenty of grey areas. But this isn't the place to talk about it just yet. Here's El Masri for Patton. Now Haslam again.
Oh, I wouldn't be dead for Cribs, fair dinkum.
I think I might prefer it, actually.
I can't wait for every Sunday. I just can't wait.
This is Miller. Back end of one's career, and I have to put up with this. Here's Stagg. Right on halfway. Now, it is Michael Ennis driving it down towards Chuaki. You're going to have to work here to Miller. Oh, he did well again. Go big fella, birthday boy and all. 15 out from the line. Oh, thank God somebody can relieve the tension. Play by Lawrence. Now with Halliday. Todd Payton short for Chris Hyington. John Morris. Now for Ellis to the 40-metre line. So the kick from Morris, down for Patton, running towards Haslam. So two of the senior statesmen together over there, Patton and El Masri.
Tigers can't get up this end with the ball, can they? They've only had one visit and scored a beautiful try. Other than that, they've hardly played the ball at the other end of the field. Let's look at tackled in opposition 20. The Bulldogs have had 15 tackles inside the West Tigers 20. The West Tigers only 4 at the other end of the field. No field position.
That's the 40-metre line on Bulldogs' end of the ground as Hannon play the ball through 3 sets of hands. That might be forward. It is forward as Goodwin takes off. It's 10-4 after 33 and a half. Scrum packing to be fed, and I expect to be won by the West Tigers. It'll give them a chance on this set to nip away at that 6-point deficit. They've come short side. Beau Ryan's on his way. Has Roberts the pace? No, he hasn't. Beau Ryan will score from the scrum. They went short side, made the extra man, and Beau Ryan has scored.
Well, they are very, very good with scrum plays down the short side. See Chris Lawrence racing away at Leichhardt Oval a couple of Monday nights ago. Bryson Goodwin, he had to slide onto his own man. The man on his inside, Dean Collis, was well covered.
Shannon Gallant and directly into the team to replace Benji Marshall. He converts the try scored by Beau Ryan, and we are back at level. 10 points all after 36 minutes. Michael Ennis then takes us into what should be the last term without tries being scored. Galloway brings it out.
And Ray, you talk about turning points in games. Of course, the Bulldogs denied a try on the last tackle to Bryson Goodwin, and 4.5 minutes later, the Tigers score their own 6-point. That could have been a 12-point turnaround in the space of a couple of minutes. And play on here, the ball went back. Gallant beats a couple and nearly gets through the front line.
Farah going to Hyington, behind Payton. Back to Morris, on to Lawrence, out now to Moulton. And Moulton is held by Kamali and Idris. With some help from the 11, that is Warburton. Gary Warburton. There's Todd Payton over the 30. Taken by Ennis. Farah's pass bad. Lawrence to Morris. And it was a bad pass from Morris out in front of Collis. So a chance for the Tigers is gone. And now there's an exchange of blows between the wingers. Goodwin and Beau Ryan. That involved some thoughts of a try that was just scored a couple of minutes ago. A couple of bad passes in there from both Farah and Morris as these two wingers go for it.
You just listen and take the tip. When this happens, mate, you just walk away. A penalty's going against you guys, okay? No, nothing happened, mate. Nothing happened.
Shane Hayne.
Well, I wonder whether the Bulldogs, the last attacking rate of this first half, would be happy to take an 11. You know, they're going to kick straight away. That surprises me.
Idris chasing it down the ground, but Chiwaki's there very early.
I don't understand that at all. 2 minutes is a full set. They could have made a bust on the first or second tackle and had 4 inside the opposition 20.
What about Brett Kamali's friendly kick for touch? I'm sure he aimed it at the camera. The centre-line cameraman was right there on the sideline. What's this? It's a take home. Bang, straight at it. Get out of the way.
Well, now a penalty goes against the Bulldogs when they should have had the football. And the last opportunity in this opening half will go the Tigers' way. Nice kick from Morris into the opposition half.
We're looking at a minute to go, and they really shouldn't have had any time at all. Hallertau playing it on the 40-metre line. Galloway.
Well, the Tigers might be happy with an 11-10 lead at half-time if they get to the end of their count.
Stand up! Oh, don't play on him! Go!
Farah going in to Hallertau. And Dean is tackled. 28 metres away from the Dogs' line. Farah across, shows it once, runs round Hyington, gives it on to Lawrence, second man play. Gareth Ellis is with the ball, and Ellis will play it on the fourth tackle just outside 10. Back towards the middle. Farah takes it to them, Hyington knocks on. And that should get us to half-time. But there was an opportunity there for the Tigers, given to them graciously by the Bulldogs, opting to kick on the first tackle with 2 minutes to go, as pointed out by Peter Sterling. And there is the hooter in the background. So at half-time, we've got the Dogs and the Tigers at 10 points all. 2 tries El Masri for the Dogs, and Moulton and Ryan scored the 2 tries for the Tigers.
You know, I mean, I changed sports since I was 25, and I've only been in the game for 10 to 12 years.
You know, boxing is what I do. Boxing is what I love.
Took him into a gym and trained him.
It was a childhood dream of mine to become the heavyweight champ.
His opponent in the blue corner, 76.05 kilos.
You do what you need to do, as long as it's within the rules, then we don't have an argument. You use your skills, got no worries.
Put somebody else up and give me an interview. 50 years younger and I kick your ass. You won't do shit with
I take them on and I just have a lot of success.
Got the whole of Australia behind me. We came, we saw, we conquered.
Friday Night Fights, live in HD.
I said, this can't happen to me.
And the 24/7 series.
It's You Must Watch TV.
Fox Sports.
Dubai's running out of time, gentlemen. Let's move.
There's a line men like us have to cross.
The beginning of the new. Olympus OMD. Photography redefined.
Thousands of local clubs across Australia are working hard to reduce problem gambling even further. That's why your local club offers access to 24/7 counselling, bans betting with credit cards, has trained staff in responsible gambling, plus we're building better self-exclusion programs. And we'll keep working to find ways to help, because clubs are part of the solution. For more information, visit partofthesolution.com.au. Authorised by A-Ball Clubs Australia, Sydney.
Ten points all then, with John Morris to take us into the second half of play with the kickoff taken by Patton, and it's Hannant who goes running back about 15 metres out from his line. So a good chase on that kickoff from the Tigers. Ryan has put it down. There's an early chance for the black and golds with Morris.
Here it is, guys, here it is.
There's Galloway getting it to 6 metres from the line. This is Gareth Ellis. Now then, it's Farah going across, and they let him go. They stand off Farah, and they stood off too long because he's put Todd Payton over for a try early in the second half.
Well, the Bulldogs would like to go back in the sheds and come out and start again. It's a nice idea to go wide second plate, but only if the opposition are caught by surprise. They rushed up and saw it coming and forced the mistake. And then Robbie Farah, Slide took two out of the play and opened up a hole on the outside for the try scorer, Todd Payton. The Dogs are still in the sheds.
Well, Todd Payton knew this was on. When you watch Todd Payton, from the time the ball is played, he goes and plants himself in that hole. Watch Robbie Farah, dummy inside, and Todd Payton, who started off on the inside, veers to the outside, knowing full well he's going to get the ball. Again, a nice little short side play by the Tigers. Great coaching, wonderful execution, and taking advantage of Daryl Millard that time, who does tend to point his body infield and can be beaten on the outside. So Tim Sheens, during the week, has come up with two plays, one either side of the field, one on Jamal Idris and one on Daryl Millard, and they've produced two tries. Great stuff.
So Gallant from near enough to touch, and it's right across the face of goal. So 14-10 in favour of the Tigers as we go to Tim on the sideline.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what the coaching staff wanted, didn't they? At the start of this game, I was having a chat with the football manager, Alan Mary. Said we want a bold showing, these guys to step up with Benji missing, and they certainly are doing that. Plenty of energy, plenty of enthusiasm. It's been outstanding up to this point.
Tim, was there any reaction down around the sheds or the sideline at all about the no try to Bryson Goodwin?
Yeah, we're right in the middle of a whole heap of Bulldogs, and we couldn't hear ourselves, Pete, so there's what the reaction was. Very, very loud. Not happy Jan.
Lawrence it was. Played that ball. Here's Todd Payton. A handoff as he's taken away in the tackle, and it's Gallant who'll play the ball 28 metres out from the Tigers line. They lead by 4. Halatau, good strong run. 40-metre line, his own end of the ground. Farah towards halfway. Chris Lawrence finds himself now at acting half from Morris. He drives it down towards Patton. It'll go dead.
I love those little coaching tries. I really do. It's one of the things I really look for in a game of footy. What the coaches have been planning all week and thinking. And the old bloke Timmy Sheens has been around a long time with his playmaker Robbie Farah and a couple of smart outside fellas. He just produced two gems today. Good coaching. There he is, the old bloke Timmy Sheens. We used to call him Shifty Sheens, but I can't tell you why.
Let's hope he does his research before next Friday. I'm sure he will. He won't leave a stone unturned.
Do you want the Shifty story or not? No, we won't tell.
Let's find a forum for it. Here's Ahmed.
Shifty Sheens. He was shifty, still is.
You're going to tell it. Kamali, Warburton to the halfway line. Payton for Kamali. And his kick making Gallant and Ryan move quickly. And Ryan is able to shrug away. That's embarrassing, really, for Brett Kamali and David Stagg. They had him. Well, they thought they did, but he Houdini'd away. Chuaki. Eventually they put 3 into the tackle to get him down. Jamila Chuaki. Here's Galloway. And 3 in this tackle. Keith not giving any ground at all. Farah skipping away, one-handed off to Chuaki. It's forward.
Oh dear, oh dear. Wow.
14-10, Tigers in front. It's okay now, I don't know what happened. This is Idris. Just outside the 20. I don't know that the city countrysides will be available by that time. Here is Stagg, here is Ryan. And Ryan to play the ball. 10 metres in from the eastern side. Chris Armott, a determined effort to get through, but Halatau and Ellis wouldn't let him go anywhere. Kamali goes back behind two decoys. Roberts puts it on the ground. It bounces twice for Idris. And up around the throat is Robbie Farah.
No, you just wait in a second.
Robbie Farah, he's got Big Jamal running at him, and sometimes the big blokes, it's the only place you can get him. He did a good job in the end.
Wait! On the line, guys! Boys are offside!
Ennis takes the tap and they go very wide to the left for Ryan. The captain is tackled 3 metres away from the line by Collis. Here is Kamali going back to put space into it. Now he's tackled by Hyington in front of the uprights, just inside 10. Ennis goes on. Ahmed is with it. Ahmed a metre from the line. Ennis looking to his playmaker. It's with Kamali. Hannon runs to the gap, but it's closed by Chris Lawrence. Good online defence thus far. Now Kamali's kick came off a Tigers' legs. He didn't plant the ball. And it's play on for the Tigers. Played by Mulchin. This is Chuaki. Ran into Idris's shoulder. Hyington.
Well, you expect better from a Bulldogs finish than what we saw there from Brett Kamali. The kick was only ever going to go into the opposition's legs. They cleaned it up as Todd Payton makes it centre field. Both of these teams still have 2 fresh reserves that haven't been used, so it's been a 15-a-side game. The first 48 minutes.
Collis. Passing raid by the Tigers ending near halfway. Morris for Farah. Ennis tried to charge it down. He got a touch on it. Here's Patton. 35 out from his own line and he's injured. He's okay. He just took a kick in the noggin. Rubbing the hands through the hair to see if there's any blood there. Hannett will play the ball on the halfway. Tackled by Farah and Payton. Ennis, meantime, works it on to Stagg, who tries to revolve his way through. Tackled on 40. Ennis away. Kamali, Idris. Jamal Idris trying to break through. Tackle on the 20-metre line. Run on the sideline. El Masri, Kamali. Kamali, a little kick. It's a lovely kick. Here's Michael Ennis. And Michael Ennis looks to have got it down. Lovely kick. It bounced up appropriately. And Ennis gets a 4-pointer for the Dogs.
Well, his last couple of kicks haven't been his best, Brett Kamali. One late in the first half and one at the end of a set previous foray down this end. Jamal Idris almost got outside. Chris Lawrence came again. Good battle between 2 fine young players. And last tackle, under pressure, Brett Kamali, left footer. And Michael Ennis does a great job. Snares it with one arm and somehow gets the football down despite the attention of Gareth Ellis.
Well, that is reward for hours and hours and hours spent practicing, just going down the park by yourself or at training when everyone else has gone home, kicking away, and Brett Kamali that time off the left foot. The left foot under pressure and so accurate, kicking it to a target that Ennis could get the ball. That's tremendous play by Kamali. Don't underestimate how difficult that is to do under pressure, to kick with your non-favoured leg and make it so accurate. That's a real reward for practice.
Well, Masri, conversion is there, points are there. Dogs are in front by 2. Kamali marking the kickoff on his own line. Chris Armott carries it back. And the test side, as I said, to be announced in National 9 News that follows the football. That's Hickey who's on. Peter was saying that both sides had 2 replacements that hadn't been used, and Jared is now into the game. It leaves them with Yelene Gordon, Dobbs, Galea and Hanbury. Haven't been used by Tim Sheens. Michael Ennis fires a kick down the ground. As these 2 hookers, it's not just today, they'll do battle next Friday night, you would imagine, again. This is Gallant. And that City Country encounter. Dogs 16, Tigers 14. That's Chris Hyington. Farrell lets Hallertau run. Morris goes on to Ellis. His effort to try and stop Michael Ennis was supreme. Farrell again for Hallertau. Almost to the 30-meter line. Farrell drops it in behind El Masri. He made it sit down, you would think. It almost looked like it had backspin on it. And El Masri was trapped in goal, so it's a good chase by the Tigers support.
Well, yeah, but a good kick as well. Oh, well placed. You mentioned these 2 players probably playing each other again next Friday night. Well, if it is a battle for a New South Wales sky blue jersey, the one thing that Craig Bellamy will have at his disposal is an excellent kick game out of the dummy half area. Isaac de Gois is in great form, but you would think the battle would be between Ennis and Farah, and they are such clever kickers of the football. It will be a ploy that Craig Bellamy will call upon during the course of that campaign to get on the front foot out of dummy half.
First Origin match out of Melbourne on June 3 from Etihad Stadium. Telstra Dome was once called. Colonial it was once called. Drove past us 3 times the other day trying to get out of Melbourne, finding the way to the airport. And here's Keith. He's got a penalty this time.
No. Keith was yelled at twice to not try and milk something. And at the end of it, the ball came loose. The referee is saying that Galloway was pushing in towards Hickey. And he was yelled at on 2 occasions.
So the scrum. Ball lost by Keith Galloway. Miller on the 20-meter line. Here's Hickey.
They're picking on Big Keith today.
Roberts. Chris Arnott. Short pops, and then he was absolutely whacked. And then he's clutching at his arm. Who got him?
Keith Galloway has come through and absolutely smashed him.
Coming straight off.
Wally puts a kick in, and Gallant in goal. It'll come out to the 20-meter line for the restart. Now Armand has come straight to the sideline. Play goes on at the 30-meter line for the Tigers with Hyington. Galloway running at Ryan, who tries to shoulder tackle him. Hodgson made the tackle. Farrell trying to pinch a penalty from Hodgson, but it's not forthcoming. Morris now, right side for Lawrence. Inside ball, Hallertau. And they're just at the 30-meter line. Back to the middle. For Morris, a little kick. He's got Moulton after it. Will he get the bounce? No, Patton. Cool at the back. Now for Idris. Big fella strides out. Pass out in front of Patton. Into touch.
Well, an opportunity missed. Jamal Idris could see the defence, the cover defence coming across, and I think it was Galloway leading the charge there as well. Got some good shielding here, did Luke Patton. Bounce favoured him and not the other number 1. He finds Idris on the inside, and the defence comes from his inside, and it was Galloway. And the fans react accordingly. He's looking mean. He's not happy at all.
Mistake-free game for Keith. Harrington.
They've brought him off again. Big Keith is back to the bench. What's going on?
Gibbs. What's happened to Gus's man here? Now, Lawrence across. Collis. Strong towards 10. 2 points in favour of the Dogs. Ellis back to Lawrence. He's met and held by Hickey. This is the last. Farah comes open, puts a grubber in, and it goes dead. Gallant is calling for obstruction.
Penalty. Tigers penalty, just there.
Tigers penalty against the number 14.
Now this was called by the pocket referee.
You just wait.
Or on the 14, sorry. Brett Camorley, I think you'll find, was the culprit.
It was called by the pocket referee, who at the time was Shane Hayne.
Taking the points.
We're going to try and level up here. Here's the kick. And Brett Camorley gets in his way.
Penalty against him. Brett Camorley taking him out. Tigers penalty, just there.
Yeah, it's a correct decision. You can't change your line of running to interfere with a man coming through. And there's no doubt Brett Camorley went straight across in front, changed his line.
I think the stewards at Randwick could uphold that protest. They closed the gap very quickly on him, didn't they? But here we are. How are we? We're 58 minutes gone. And if young Shannon can put this between the posts, we're all locked up. We start again. Come on, son.
Gallant to bring us level. Sent it out, brought it back, flags up. Tigers and Bulldogs together. It's 16 all after 59 minutes.
Scores are level once again. Bulldogs and West Tigers, 16 all.
This crowd reached 25,600 today. It's 25,622. And again, I was amazed how it bolstered quite appreciably and very late.
But there's two factors there. One, it's Sunday afternoon. The fans love Sunday afternoon footy. And two, you've got winning football teams. If you're winning, the crowds will come.
Gibbs. Halatau. And here's a penalty from Shane Hayne. And that's against the markers not being direct.
Well, they're really making a pest of themselves here, the Tigers, aren't they? The Bulldogs, long odds-on favourites when this game started. No Benji Marshall for the Tigers. Everyone probably wrote them off. But they keep gnawing away.
And those sharp men out of dummy half are proving a real problem for the less mobile players, with all due respect, like Jared Hickey. Got caught there. So hard for them to get square at marker with the speed of the play the ball, the clean ruck area. And we've got Danny Galleri out there in jersey 16 for his first action for the Tigers.
So Payne it was that ran that play off the ball, and it's finished up with Bryce Gibbs. And they're down at the 30-metre line. Dogs into the ground. Harrington. Ellis running a decoy. Gallant is with the ball. And this is Harrington taking it up towards the 10-metre line.
That's a great one.
So now it's knocked down by Michael Ennis. It stacks on the mill, and a knock-on has been ruled.
I'll take it.
Now, Michael Ennis here has made a bit of a habit of reaching around and knocking the arms down of dummy half players who aren't suspecting. They've ruled he's knocked the ball on here. He slaps at the ball that time. That was Ennis on Farah. He'd have been better to slap his arm than at the ball.
Yeah, it's not something you want to do middle or later tackle count. Maybe first you might try it, but they'd already had a tackle, a couple of tackles up against them, and now the pressure's maintained with a full set.
We're in Tim Sheen's territory here. This is where Shifty comes up with his good plays.
Morris turning it in for Lawrence. And they're 8 metres out from the Bulldogs line now. That's 16 all. Farah to Morris to Hyington. They take player and ball to ground together. Millard and Roberts. Farah for Payne. And Payne reversing. Stagg hangs on with Hodgson and Hickey. Farah goes away this time to Gibbs, and then the ball goes to ground. The man puts it over the line, but it's all knock on.
Bulldogs first.
Yeah, this is a knock on against Brett Kamali. The pass from Bryce Gibbs was forced, but it wasn't touched by the support player, and it was Brett Kamali who actually comes up with the infringement. That goes back, and Brett Kamali is ruled to have been the first man to knock on.
So again the Tigers get a chance. Morris. That's Collis. Hyington. Hyington fending away. It's with Collis again. It's taken down 8 metres out from the Dogs' line.
Really struggling out there, Chris Lawrence, with an ankle problem.
So here's Farah coming back to Morris. It's gone floating to Gallant. Got away from Kamali, but he's tackled 10 metres out by Stagg. At 16 all, it's come to Moulton. A throat-slapping tackle. And Stagg is around the boots. Farah passes right, good pass. Morris, short for Bryce Gibbs. 2 metres out on 5. Numbers blindside, El Masri, and he was the one who batted it across the dead ball line. And the line drop out to come off the boot of Brett Kamali. 16 all with 15 to go.
They'll do well to hang on here, the Bulldogs. Big shot there from Hickey. But this is about the 3rd or 4th set in a row that they've had to defend, and the Tigers are coming for them.
Ellis has been very, very good today. Lawrence off, Hanbury on. Morris, an inside ball for Hyington, who's been strong. So both second rows. Plugged away, tirelessly. Payne, Farah the run around. Morris short, Moulton on. Hanbury in 19. Fought against the tackle to stay in the field of play. Chuaki, Moulton. 17 is Payne. 11 metres out, tackle 5. Farah, Ellis, then Hyington. Now it's out to Collis.
Great tackle.
And that is a turnover.
Great tackle, Bryson Goodwin. He was in trouble, he knew it, he snuffed it out.
Numbers on for Lawrence, as we mentioned. And this is the tackle Peter's talking about. He had to leave his man. He knew that it was urgent, and he got the job done. Toyota Cup today, the under-20s, the Toyota match went 30 to 27, 30 to 27, the Dogs winning that game.
And I can tell you the Bulldogs won that in the last 2 minutes of the game, scoring a try. It may have just been the entree for a similar performance between the senior sides this evening.
And Chris Lawrence, an ankle injury. And Michael Jennings last night, a similar injury. So 2 of our young Colts that have been mentioned a lot coming up to City Country. They've got problems. This is Gallant, dragged down by Idris Chuaki, and he's tackled 25 away from his line.
It's going to be a nice contrast of styles here. 13 and a half minutes left to go. You've got the flamboyant and unpredictable Tigers, and you've got the grinding, methodical, professional Bulldogs. It'll be two different styles trying to go after this victory down the back end. Well worth watching this.
Gibbs plays it on his own 30-metre line. Oh, Galea. Galea is a hell of a tackle. Now Moulton gets a kick away, and El Masri tried to take it on the feet. He's back on his own line. Comes to Hanbury, and Hanbury makes the tackle with Tuaki. Bulldogs with Idris outside 20. 50 more tackles required from the Dogs. That's Goodwin.
Most of those have come pretty recently, so there's not a lot of petrol in the tank with the football. They need the opposition to be the side that makes the next mistake. They need to get a good end to this set. Mark Lennis goes for a 40-20. Won't get it, but it's a fine kick anyway. Oh.
What's the story on Chris Lawrence, Tim?
Yeah, some bad news for both sides, in fact, Rabbits. Chris Lawrence, as you can see him here with the ice on his ankle, they're expecting ligament damage. He'll need scans on that, and we see how it happened just here, going down awkwardly in the tackle. Also for the Bulldogs, Chris Armott, not good news for him. It's a left shoulder, AC joint injury. He won't be back.
Play just inside the 30-metre line. That match earlier today, Dragons beating the Warriors by a point. Played by Galea, Morris has been the architect of much of this play from the Tigers. Without Marshall, he and Farrell have accepted the extras. Here they are passing from one to the other now. And Morris is tackled on that red line, which is the Dogs' end of the ground. Farrah, Moulton got a bad pass from Farrah. He fended one, did well. Hanbury's with it, looks inside, the ball to ground. Moulton will pick it up. It's fifth tackle. Moulton passes, and it's gone back now to Robbie Farrah. Robbie Farrah circles them, puts a little kick over, marked there by El Masri, given on to Patton. Away it goes to Roberts now. And Roberts tries to slice through.
Lovely football. Lovely, lovely football from both sides.
Goodwin. Ryan. Canterbury looking for 5 wins on the trot. Something they haven't done for a long, long time.
Well, you feel like the Tigers are more likely to score a try, and you already get the impression the Bulldogs might be grinding towards field goal territory with their intentions.
So the kick covered by Gallant. They know he's going to get it back into the field of play. He didn't mess about, did he? He sort of said, I've got to make a call, I'll make it quick and get back there.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think the next penalty, either way, is going to be of prime importance. It's going to give a consecutive set and give field position to one of these sides when it comes.
So we're 9.5 minutes from the end of this game, with Hanbury playing the ball at 16 all. Fourth tackle. Farrah gives it to Gibbs.
He's been good in this game too, Bryce Gibbs. A couple of bell ringers. He's hit the ball up. John Morris now forced to kick well inside his own half, 35 out from his own line. Got a nice strike to it. First bounce to Luke Patton, but he'll bring it outside his own 20.
And there's Morris going right down the ground upon his kick, putting everybody on side. Patton plays it just beyond 20. Goodwin looked over his left shoulder for a runner, but there was nobody in position for it. Now Roberts, they have to watch him. He's got dazzling feet. Tackled over there by Collis. This is Miller.
Physically at the moment, the West Tigers are on top. They've got much more energy in their game. Shaleen Gordon out there finds Kamali on the Stagg. Inside, good ball, Patton.
Luke Patton's over the 40. There's still defence in front of him, and Tuaki runs him down from behind. 10 metres out, the Dogs Kumoli. Ennis out wide. Little kick in. Oh, Bo Ryan. Did he force it? I don't think so. Goodwin looks like he's got himself a try.
Let's check onside and also the grounding.
Well, you heard it. Let's check onside and grounding. Beautiful work from the Bulldogs to attack from their own end. I was just saying there wasn't a lot of energy there, but they found some. They are onside. Fine kick. I think he's missed it. I think the Tiger has missed it, and the Bulldog has pounced. Oh, yes. This will be Bryson Goodwin scoring just inside the dead ball line to put his side 4 in front with just over 8 minutes to go.
Well, there was absolutely nothing happening on their own side of halfway. And a miracle no-look pass. There was a bit of an offload here from Yolene Gordon. They were able to shift it wide, and then a no-look pass back on the inside to Luke Patton puts him into space. And from there they handle it. There's nothing doing here. But that no-look pass there from Stagg that was juggled by Patton. Patton does well to hold on to this. Kumoli looked at the post, but he gets a slow serve from dummy half. Three throws it wide to Ennis. Definitely touches it into the in goal. Goodwin's there. Very, very professionally done by the Bulldogs. Lord Ted scoring near the dead ball line. We can remember that, can't we?
I was just thinking about the pedigree. Thinking about how just about all his kids are very good at what Dad did. But he was aptly named, I suppose, Lord Ted. Enigmatic, I think, is one word that has been used to describe him, but my goodness, he had some talent.
He was a good one.
He was a good one.
Now, this is where Hazem El Masri has been so effective over the years. For most kickers, it's probably about a 40% strike rate from here. I don't know what his exact strike rate is, but when it really counts, this is the man that you want. A 6-point lead here probably means they can't get beaten in normal time. He will know the importance of this one.
That's what he's got, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The greatest of them all. Bang. Coming. It's just amazing. Tim Gilbert sideline.
He loves the big stage, doesn't he, Hazem El Masri? As we look at this try again in just a tick, what about the way this club has turned around since August last year and the last time these two teams met? 56 points to 4 it was. The Tigers beating the Bulldogs back then. It was 10 days after, as you see Hazem kick this beautiful goal, 10 days after Sonny Bill had left. What about them now? They could be on top of the table in a few minutes' time.
He is the greatest goal kicker, not that I've ever seen, that I could ever imagine. The way, the importance of that kick and the way he went about it, and you just knew he was going to get it.
Knock on. It's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. David Stagg has knocked it on. The fat lady has not started singing yet.
He doesn't deserve this, David Stagg. He was the man who delivered the key pass and then also got to dummy half when Luke Patton was tackled and made the right decision to go to the left. He looked right, but he went the right way to the left. As Kirk Galloway is about to come into this game. And there's a few twists and turns still left in this last 5.5 minutes.
Walton. So they're right in the middle of the ground. They're 25 away from the Bulldogs try line. With Gareth Ellis having 3 put into the tackle on him. 22-16 in favour of the Dogs. Corey Payne. They were short price favourites to win Canterbury. And it's taken them a long time to look as though they're going to be first past the post. This is Hanbury. Feet up, tucked in. Field of play important. Chuaki. Then from Galea, Galloway. Then Farrow. Farrow around Payne. And he puts a kick in. He said, Michael Ennis, you can do it, I can do it as well. And Bo Ryan has scored for the Tigers. Anything you can do, I can do better. What about this for a matchup?
And what about Shannon Gallant about to try and do what Hazem El Masri just did to turn 4 into 6, the runaround play. It's a beauty. It creates all the time. And the bounce was an absolute shocker for Bryson Goodwin. And good on Bo Ryan, who had a bit of an air swing at the other end moments ago, will feel much better about proceedings, getting the good bounce on that occasion to put his side possibly in golden point position.
Well, it all came from Keith Galloway's pass. As soon as they put him out there, Big Keith's come up with a pass, took the Bulldogs by surprise, and that created the extra space on the outside. Now, Shannon Gallant, who just saw the best in the business, career goals.
There's your 40%.
2 from 5. Suck him in, boy. Couple of deep breaths, let it out, let it rip.
He's 9 in from touch and he's 21 metres out. He hits it, oh, it's gone well wide. Well, he couldn't emulate the great man.
Pressure is a funny thing. And until you've been there and experienced it, you just don't know what it can do to you. He probably rushed that. He didn't take much time about the kick at all. He wanted it over with. Hazem El Masri took an age to prepare his, got himself mentally right. Poor old Shannon, he just wanted it over with. He didn't want everyone watching him.
Shannon's not seeing any great joy in World Laughter Day at the moment, Rose. But there is time. They've got possession, still 3 minutes to go, and Todd Payton, 12 out from his own line.
I don't envy the select. Well, I suppose you do envy the selectors when you've got this sort of talent on show, but trying to split these fellows. Here they go out wide to Chuake. He tried to get rid of Kamali. He did for a moment, but it put him off balance. Idris made the tackle. Henry goes to Moulton, Moulton to Payne, Payne to Galloway, then to Farah. Now it's back to Morris. What a pass from Galloway. He'll play the ball now, Morris, almost on halfway. It's come away now for Farah again to challenge. Henry's leading the race. Henry, oh, he couldn't pass. Patton had him covered. Brilliant stuff. Farah now for Morris. Puts the kick up for Bo Ryan. He's over there. Flicks it down. And it's gone over the sideline.
That was 4th tackle. It wasn't the last. Again, I'm not quite sure of the kick at that stage.
Bulldogs ball.
All right, I'm putting in a request. I want the Tigers on TV every Sunday. He leapt from the out of the field to play there, Bo Ryan. That was his problem. I want the Tigers on Sunday football every Sunday. What a joy to watch.
Let's go, Dogs.
Well, we've had 2 fantastic Sundays with them in a row. No one can argue that with you. Gus,
Put her in now, Brett.
they've had us thrilled to pieces at the back end of both games on consecutive Sundays.
Well, to be honest, Ray, if you're a team in front with time running out, the team that you don't want attacking you is the Tigers. They will do it better than anybody. But time is a real enemy now. Coming up to the final minute. Luke Patton drew him backwards.
For David Stagg, passing for Jamal Idris. With a minute to go, and Ben Hannon grimacing as he takes the tackle.
Brett Kamali looking to get a clean kick away here. He'll be under pressure. Robbie Farris. In fact, Michael Ennis has done a great job to kick. That's a great kick. Great play.
Yeah, we spoke about that in the first moments of the game, didn't we? Michael Ennis is the type of hooker who will take the pressure away from his halfback. They've been putting pressure on Kamali all day, and when it's been necessary, this young man has risen to the occasion. Kamali and Ennis are the ones that give this team its direction, its composure. They've won close games. They were down against the Raiders last week, but didn't panic. They've come up with the winning plays today. Kamali, a grubber kick for Ennis. Ennis, a grubber kick for Goodwin. Gee, they got some good players when they signed those 2.
How do you split these two? These 2 number 9s. And here is Chuaki. Last roll of the dice for the Tigers, trailing by 2. National 9 News will carry the Australian Test side for you in the bulletin coming up in a moment. Here is Chuaki shrugging away from player after player, something that he's done all day long.
One play to go. This is it. All or nothing.
Morris firing it across to Moulton, then to Ellis, now to Collis, on the ground. Patton hasn't cleaned it up yet. Don't volunteer a tackle, Luke. He has. No, he's called time. Bo Ryan put a hand on him. That constitutes a tackle. 22-20. The Dogs have won.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby League.
This program brought to you by TAB Sports.